The Own Your Intuitive podcast is for the creatives, spiritual entrepreneurs, and light workers in the world. The shining ones who have been told to dim their light and stop believing in magic. I say screw that. The time to rise is now. To bring your gifts out into the world in a big way, creating a business that feeds your soul and your bank account. You are a magical being with the potential to change the world, one human at a time. The time for you to own your intuitive is now. Hey everybody, welcome to the Own Your Intuitive podcast. Today I want to talk about something that's actually felt a little taboo recently with what's been going on in the news. I don't want to fluff this up. I just kind of want to get straight into it today because I want to talk about elevated energy and vibration and frequency and choosing, happiness and joy and love as a normal expression of who you are currently. And that is my natural state, you guys. If you do the Strength Finders test, if you've ever heard of it, you get listed your top 5 strengths and what your number 1 strength is. And mine's positivity. And throughout my life, being a positive person hasn't always been easy. I know that sounds strange, but when you're a morning person and you wake up all like, hey everybody, how are you today? Good morning. It's going to be a great day. Those who do not vibrate at the same frequency as you do can often be like, oh, you're so annoying. Why do you have to be so positive? I don't want to be around you. These kinds of things happen when you are in an enlightened state as much as it happens when you're not. And I remember working for a company and I was in management, and one of my employees actually said to me, he's like, why is it that every time I see you, I want to punch you in the face? And he was saying it because of how positive I was, because I don't see problems. I see solutions. I always say to my kids or anyone else, if you come to me, I will have no alternative way but to shine a light on this and offer you a way that it can be solved, fixed, worked through, how I kind of make it seem like it's happening for us and not to us, because that is my natural state. And you may be a natural state person who is in that higher vibration like I am, or you've done a lot of work to get up to that elevated state. And right now, there's a lot of energy and there's a lot of people who are not seeing the world in a very positive way. It feels like things are being taken from us. We can't go out, we can't go to restaurants, we're in social distancing. Some people are getting aggravated, and rightfully so, in asking people to take care and have compassion for others who cannot do that for themselves. And, we all have a self-responsibility, and it's our own personal responsibility. We cannot make others do things, but we can take ownership of our own authority and make choices for ourselves. And we can absolutely have an opinion on those things. And I invite everybody to do so. Now, what I want to actually share is the science around why being in a highly, vibrational frequency of happiness, joy, and love is absolutely imperative. Even when it feels rebellious, even when you're thinking about putting something up or posting or saying something to somebody and you're worried that they're going to be like, oh, she just doesn't care. She just doesn't get it. She's not even seeing what's happening in the world. She's delusional in what's happening. And I'm here to tell you guys that being a rebel unicorn means that we choose the path that is not the most traversed. We are lighting the path for others who cannot see the way. And everything in this world is energy, and the energy of the higher vibrational frequency emotions such as joy, happiness, enlightenment, love, bliss, all of these things are not an easy frequency to align yourself with on a normal basis. We come in contact with news and information and other people's energy, and at any moment one of those things can cause a dip in your emotional state, which will cause a dip in your energetic field, meaning that you will no longer align at the same level, and your reality will begin to match that in which of your new shifted lowered vibration. So Oftentimes what happens is when we are in conversation with somebody who is at a lower frequency and they're talking about what's happening in their life, it could be that, they've been laid off for the duration of time, or that, they've been hit with a leaky roof, or their car's broken down, or something's happened to a loved one in their family. We automatically believe that we should drop ourselves down to hold that space with them so that, we can feel that connection of fitting in, and that we can have a conversation that we can both be on the same level at. And this does not serve you, and it does not serve them, because instead of helping rise their vibration up, you've now dropped yours, shifting the reality that you both will be receiving. So how do we have those conversations, and why do we want to stay in that elevated state? The thing is to remember that just because somebody is talking to you about what's going on in their life and it feels very heavy, you do not need to take that emotion on as your own. We can witness and we can listen, and it is actually in service to create a strong boundary and a container for them to feel safe and held and heard in a way that you do not need to shift yourself or your frequency, but you are seeing them fully and loving them fully and allowing them to express themselves in whatever hurt, pain, or sadness that they have without it being yours. This is a key shift, you guys, because when you allow them, think of almost putting your arms in a circle without touching them, but holding this strong container, for that they could then have that freedom of releasing an emotion. And then it also is really powerful for them, you guys, to realize that they can have that expression and know that they're not actually dragging you down. They might not realize it at first, but this will happen over time. And what this is an invitation for them to witness you holding this strong boundary. And then when their emotion has been released, it's an invitation for them to rise up. You have the ability then to reach your hand and say, great, I hear you, I see you, I feel you. And once they've had that thought and that emotion, you can say, what can we do now? And offer them the opportunity to increase their frequency, to elevate their vibration, to switch their realities to something different. The second thing is when you choose to stay in this elevated state, you become the beacon of light and hope for others, even when you don't know it's happening. So oftentimes it'll feel really rebellious if you're posting positive things, if you're saying, whatever it is that is your truth and your heart and your authenticity, and you may not know how many people it is affecting. I will actually invite you not to think about it, and just to know that simply by choosing to stay in alignment for yourself, you are creating people will desire or wish or align with you simply on that fact. But the thing is that a lot of people are silent stalkers, you know what I mean? They're the people that are watching and they're getting a daily hit, or they're coming to your page or to your Instagram or to wherever it is that you're speaking your honesty and your truth and your love, and they are simply just basking in your radiance. They are just simply being there as a way to just feel connected, and they go on their day. There doesn't need to be an interaction to know that you simply being a beacon of light is always supporting others. A lighthouse doesn't know that it, is saving boats from hitting the rocks. It just stands there and shines. And in that shine, it is saving lives. It is, steering people. It is doing so much good work, just as you are, by simply choosing to be the beacon. And the last thing that I want to talk about energetically, when you align and you stay in that highest vibration of yourself and happiness and joy, even when it seems like it's rebellious, is how incredible it actually is scientifically for your body, for your neurological system, for your sympathetic system, for your nervous system, all of these things. Because when you have worked incredibly hard to change the neurological pathways in your brain to no longer be firing and wiring off on the, fight or flight hormonal system, so you're not getting waves of anxiety or fear or overwhelm coursing through your body, you have done deep work to shift that vibration and to create new routines and pathways. And so for your own physical body, for your own physical health, for, you to continue being this beacon of light for others, it is imperative that you know that staying in this aligned state that you've worked at, no matter what is happening in the external world, is 100% keeping your physical body, like your muscles, your tissues, your nervous system, everything at the highest state it possibly can be. Again, I was a personal trainer. I used to teach personal training. To understand the concept at the level of the physical body is very powerful, you guys. It makes me almost emotional thinking about how much we get programmed to be in guilt, shame, blame, overwhelm, and all of these things. And the work that you do to, really align yourself with what feels good for you, have released the emotions that are no longer serving you, to have raised to a new reality or a new frequency. I honor you. And your body honors you. And it is very powerful to choose to stay in this new pattern. And I invite you to do that, again, so you can be the beacon of light and you can invite others to rise their frequency to match yours and not lower yours to have the conversations that you think you need to be at that same level in order to connect. Right now, we need more people who are willing to hold the containers of transformation at this level without attaching. And I'm excited to hear how this podcast feels for you. So please reach out. Send me an email. Let me know at tamara@tamaraarnold.ca. If there is anything that you would like me to talk about on the Own Your Intuitive podcast, you can also let me know at Tamara, Tamara, at tamaraarnold.ca. I'm a real human. I actually answer all my emails myself. So let's connect. Let's, share in this higher vibrational state together. And if you want more tips on how to shift your vibration to this level, also let me know and I'll make sure to add that into another podcast. I am sending you great big Care Bear stare of love from my heart to yours, and have the most incredible day today.